Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
And hello there.
Zeke is about to do some light reading. And so I was going to share with you guys some of the books that I would recommend as far as, for all those people that have been showing interest in learning energy work. Um, and also just improving their health, maybe taking up a Qigong, Tai Chi practice, yoga as well. I didn't pull out the yoga books, though, really. And some of these are from school, going to school and becoming a massage therapist as well as a professional trainer and getting certified in nutrition and a lot of other things. So let me share with you some of the most important ones, I think, that if you could get your hands on would be a great place to start. And number one, I would say is this series, which is Chinese Medical Qigong Therapy. And this is by Professor Jerry Allen Johnson. Now, I just took a peek, and this book on the top left is Volume 1, Energetic Anatomy and Physiology. And I just checked Amazon, and there's only one new available, and that one's $883. So, that is a bummer. But there are, I forget what I said, 20, maybe something like that, used ones available from $117. And volume number 2 I didn't look at, but it's probably in the same price range. It's amazing how these things happen, and one of the things I've noticed is there's so many books on Qigong that are like not getting printed anymore, or they're not getting distributed. There's something going on there with the energy work.
Well, yeah, there definitely is because there's something to it. And when I was learning biofield tuning, the gal that wrote the book on that, there was many books that were no longer in print. There was so much information that was unavailable due to national security purposes.
Isn't that crazy? National security. Whose security? Security of the system is really what they're trying to say, because this could make it so that perhaps you won't need the system so much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the bottom line. Again, there's 5 books in this series. Each one is about 600 to 800 pages. It gets into the anatomy, the energetic anatomy, goes through the meridians, the dantians, how the different layers and levels to the aura work. Fascinating. It gets into the reality of what you would call in the West possession, or attachments, which is very, very real. And it gets into the different types of attachments. It gets into the breakdown of what exactly it means to be a human from a Qigong perspective. And so, great books, tons and tons of data in there. And if we just flip through to give you guys a look, there's so much as far as information, history, charts. There's so much to learn here. How the chi flows, the different meridians, again, the 5 element system, all the acupuncture points, the Watu Jaji points, which are great spots to work on sending energy directly into the organs. Very, very, very comprehensive. There's a lot to these. And so I think they're the most comprehensive when you get down to it. But again, pricey. Now, these are actually what they use as the main source material for the 2 schools that teach medical Qigong in the United States. One of them's in California, the other one's in Pittsburgh. Now, some other great authors are Mantak Chia and Dr. Yang Jingming, and I have several books of both of them. I think these 2 were 2 of my very first books, Iron Shirt Qigong and The Root of Chinese Qigong. And again, these get into the philosophy and the history and the background. Great books to start with. There's many others too. By these two authors have a ton of different books out there. Now, a book I've talked about before several times is The Way of Energy, which is a real simple read. But if there's one practice that can build up the life force super quick, and it sounds simple, but it's standing meditation. And so there's different poses for filling up the different vessels. And I mean, this is a simple book. You could read it in, one sitting. But it gives you functional exercises for building the life force. And I think that is still available. And you might even be able to find a PDF on that. A little more detail is inside Jean Zhuang by Mark Cohen, good author, a friend from Hawaii. And that gives you a little bit more detailed info in standing. This is a great book. If you really are just starting out and you want to have a good basis in knowledge, this is all about the subtle body. It's by Cindy Dale. Nice illustrations in here as well. Gets into the chakras. Now that's a great depiction of energy flow. And as we know, the human body, just like the earth, just like the universe, is a torus, an energetic system shaped like a torus. Isn't that a good one?
Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Just even think of something as simple as an apple. You cut an apple open, it has that very design.
And you've been able to see my energy, and so you can verify like what you see with like some of these
Absolutely,
depictions.
I can verify what I see. A lot of your energy seems to come out the sides, which is interesting. And it's forever changing, constantly changing. I'm seeing different patterns, different things. So our energy body is very, very busy.
Yeah, well, it's coming out of the sides now because of the development of the light body, the Merkaba, which, after doing mantras, and I don't even know what the time is, but I was probably doing mantras for 45 minutes to an hour. In general, you'll see that the Merkaba becomes super activated. It's very bright. This little cabin that we've been in, the ceiling's probably 16 feet, and the cabin itself is about 20 feet wide. And the energy you see, it protrudes through the walls and up through the ceiling.
Oh yeah, definitely, and strong too. It's not that it fizzles out when it gets to the walls. It's just shooting out there, and it stays strong. So I know a lot of people have these energy bodies and they're not aware of them, but they're there.
Yeah, so this is a great book too. It would be a good place to start. Wheels of Life is a good book too. This is another one that's into the chakras, Kundalini and the chakras, another good option. I like Barbara Ann Brennan's work because it comes from a different perspective. And so, these are great books right here. Light Emerging and Hands of Light. Hopefully they're still available. This copy's probably 30 years old or so. Now, she's a psychic, and she started out as a counselor, and then she became basically an energy worker, and then basically both. But she's super gifted. So she could see like 13, 14 layers of the aura. And she's given us depictions in her book of what she has seen. And it's great because this is really, sweetie, this is really like what you see. You see these like energetic forms that often are kind of humanoid helping, and these are guides. Or you might call them angels helping.
Well, yeah, because they do look like pillars of light. And I know there was one time when you were doing mantras meditation, and then when you were standing, there was probably about 20 of these pillars standing all around you, and it's something that we call in with our energy. We can call these beings in to help us.
Yes. Yeah, we can.
And they do look like that too. They stand around, and sometimes when I'm working on someone, I will see energy behind them, and I'll see a being, or I'll see their angel, or I'll see beings standing around them, standing with them, and we communicate.
Yep, it's amazing. It's really amazing. So I would strongly recommend these books if you could get your hands on them. Yeah, they come from a different perspective. A lot of the Qigong books are very, well, they're kind of clinical, So this is not really so clinical. It's a little more emotional, um, and a nice counterpart to learning, all the meridians and studying the technical details of Qigong. Some other books, as we see, we have some Reiki ones. Reiki is the system most people start with. It's the easiest to learn. It's kind of simple, direct, straightforward. There's not really the studying of the meridians and learning all the acupuncture points and things like that. There's a lot of other Western doctors that have gotten involved in energy medicine, and this one's Vibrational Medicine by Dr. Gerber. Highly recommended. Donna Eden, she has her own system. That's a nice book on energy medicine as well. And then there's some other ones that are on cultivation, which is more like cultivating your own practice. Like this one, Neijin Qigong and Neikung, EFT, otherwise known as the emotional freedom technique, utilizes tapping to basically stimulate the chi, the life flow. Two authors that also are really recommended, Bruce Francis, and this one's Opening the Energy Gates of the Body, and Damo Mitchell, Taoist Negung. And again, that's about cultivating a personal practice. So I wanted to share those with you guys. And, good luck. Hopefully some will be available.
Right. Hopefully you'll find some. And ultimately, what we do want to encourage is in this new age is for people to find their own way. Find what works for you, because we're all a unique expression of source. And the way we do things is, it's unique and it's beautiful. And just find out what feels right for you.
Yeah, most definitely. And everybody is different, as Cindy's saying, with the uniqueness. So everybody teaches differently, too. You'll get a different flavor from the different authors. I've had, I guess, 5 different main teachers in my life, each one completely unique. The first one that really got me into Qigong and Tai Chi, she was a Chinese Grand National Champion. She actually won gold medals in the Olympics. And very, very amazing woman that still in her 80s can do full splits and would amaze you at what she can do. So the energy work and the Qigong can keep you young and vibrant and feeling awesome.
Yeah, so, find out what's going to work for you. And when something speaks to you, listen.
Yeah, and thank you guys so much for your support on Ko-Fi and Patreon. As always, make sure you subscribe. Click the bell to get all the notifications. God bless and namaste.
Namaste.